Today, we're going to unpack a really powerful tool for anyone who's thinking about strategy. I'm talking from the boardroom all the way down to your own career planning. It's called the PESTLE framework, and it's all about seeing that bigger picture. So let's dive right in.
Just think about it for a second. New tech is always popping up. Governments are changing policies. The economy is all over the place. Honestly, it can feel like total chaos. So in a world that is just constantly shifting under our feet, how do you even begin to make sense of it all, to make a smart decision? Well, it turns out there's a framework for that exact problem. It's called PESTLE analysis. And its whole job, its entire purpose, is to give you a lens to understand all those big external forces, what the experts call the environmental drivers of strategy that are shaping everything around you. And you know, the best part is just how simple it is. This isn't some crazy, complex theory you need a PhD to understand. Nope. It's just a straightforward acronym that breaks down that entire external environment into 6 key areas you need to keep an eye on. So let's do this. Let's pull this framework apart. We're going to unpack PESTLE piece by piece so you can see exactly how it helps you build a much smarter strategy. Okay, but before we go any further, this distinction is absolutely critical. See, every business has internal factors they can control, like their team, their product, their marketing. PESTLE analysis, on purpose, completely ignores all of that. Its focus is 100% on the external world, those big picture forces that you can't control, but you absolutely must react to.
To make this super easy, we're just going to break it in half. So first up, let's talk PES.
First, you've got P for political. Just imagine a new trade tariff that suddenly impacts your supply chain. Then comes E for economic, like how is rising inflation going to affect what your customers can afford to spend? And then S is for social. This covers all those shifting cultural trends, like the huge demand right now for sustainable products. So political, economic, social, that's the first half.
So there you go, PES. It's a great start for scanning what's going on out there. Now, let's complete the picture, shall we?
All right, on to the second half of the framework, TLE.
We start with T for technological. The rise of AI is a perfect example of a massive disruptive force here. Then you've got L for legal, which covers very specific rules and regulations, like new data privacy laws. And finally, that second E stands for environmental. Think about the impact of new emission standards or all that consumer pressure for green packaging.
All right, so now we have all 6 components. Let's bring them all together and really get the full PESTLE picture. This is where the framework really starts to shine.
And here it is, the whole shebang: political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. When you put them all together, they create this amazing, comprehensive checklist for understanding the world outside of your own bubble.
The source material just puts it perfectly. The core principle is simply being aware of these 6 factors: political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. That's it. That's the foundation for this entire analysis.
So this is the really crucial part. Why does any of this matter? Well, because using this framework is not just some boring academic exercise. It's a real-world strategic tool. It systematically helps you scan the horizon so you can spot both massive opportunities and potentially huge threats long before they show up on your doorstep.
And that really brings us to our final thought. As you look ahead at your company, your project, maybe even just your own personal growth, I want you to keep this framework in your back pocket. Ask yourself, what external factors are shaping your next move?